Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you guys are. I hope you're having a really, really, really good day. Today's Sunday, which means we're doing a build stream, which is great because I've been feeling like I needed to build a keyboard for a while. So today we're going to build something again from my personal collection. I'm still not doing custom builds because I just don't have the time to do them. Too many personal builds to do. But today we're going to do my Hiney TKL one, which I'm pretty excited about. Just to catch up with chat, Anarchy got first today. He says, "Evening, Jay. At least your build stream will be more successful than the race today." Yeah, if you haven't seen the F1, it did not go so well today. The Spa Grand Prix was pretty much rained off, and they only managed to do a couple of laps behind the safety car. Yeah, I couldn't watch the race today either anyway, which is so I'm kind of not too disappointed. I'd have been catching up tomorrow because I was driving most of the day today, but yeah, that's the thing. Huey, thank you so much for the Prime subscription, man. I really appreciate that. Kodos is here as well. He says, I guess. Nice. Anarchy also with the 4 months of Prime subs. Thank you so much, Anarchy. I really appreciate those. Thank you. Huey with the 1 bit saying 1 yes. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. Hype train before the stream even started. So the hype train got really close. It was like 80% of the way to getting a hype train, and then it had like 1 minute 20 seconds left on it, and then it just died. But it got very close to doing a hype train prior to the stream. There was an attempt. Yeah, there was definitely an attempt. CRP. Yes, we're doing CRP today. Yeah, we'll be unboxing some CRP. Golden Ratio. Thank you so much for the 3 months of subs, man. He says, "Evening, guys. Good evening, good sir. Thank you very much for being here." Matrix boards look so good with the different modular racks and pieces. Yeah, so the one on my desk right now, this is my Matrix Vita. I do have another Matrix board that arrived like 3 weeks ago, and I just haven't had a chance to unbox it. So I'm going to unbox it today on stream, and then I've got another Matrix board that arrives in a couple of days' time. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try and find a day where I can do just a stream full of Matrix boards and just start at like, I don't know, 6 p.m. and just stream until they're all built. But I think I have like 8 or 9 of them, so it's going to take a long while. It's going to be like a 12-hour stream, I think. We'll see what we can do. Chris is here as well. He says, "Evening, Jay. How are things?" I'm good, man. Thanks for being here. Thank you very much for being here, Chris. Wayward Fox as well saying hi. Connor says, "We starting?" Yeah, we're here. We're here. Dematech says, "Hey, Jay." Hey, man. Corda says, "Why were you writing numbers in chat?" Oh, so I was moving some boxes around on the stream prior, like a couple of hours ago, and I just wanted to make sure that they were actually going to display the chat correctly over here. So this chat box that you can see right here, just there, I was making sure that it was actually going to show correctly after I made the changes. So I was just putting numbers in to generate some chat. It was easier to type numbers than letters, so I just did that. That's all it was. Divatek says, have you thought in April that Mazepin will have his fastest lap in his debut year or ever? No, but technically I don't count fastest lap if it wasn't in the top 10. I don't feel like, if they're getting no points for it, it doesn't classify as a fastest lap. So yeah, we're gonna go with a no on that one. We're gonna go with a no on that one. Stozos is here. He says, well, it has a few different Alexotos memes, but yeah, cool. Thanks, man. Coffee looking delicious tonight. Yeah, this is it's actually a new roast. Look at that. It's really good. My latte art is terrible, but it's a new roast. It's actually got like hints of mango flavor in it. It's very tasty. Very tasty. You continued with the numbers. Did you? I didn't see that. I probably cancelled out the app and shut it down once I knew it was all working, and then restarted it to move PCs, because I have 2 workshop streaming PCs. So I have one in the actual workshop, which is just through this wall behind me, and then I have a setup in here as well. So I was playing around in there and sorting the settings out, and then I was moving all the cameras over here, so it was probably in between me changing everything over. But yeah, I didn't see you continue with the numbers. I was just testing stuff out. That's all it was. But yeah, a few different things to happen tonight. I'm kind of disappointed that the bot hasn't pinged yet. I don't know why it's taking it so long, but the bot has not pinged in the Discord server yet. So we'll see how that goes. We're going to do a few things. We're going to unbox this Matrix board just here. This arrived to me the other day. Well, I say the other day. It was like, it must be nearly a month ago since this arrived. Actually, I think this is my Falcon's 6V. We'll see when we open it, but that's one thing to unbox. I also received recently some CRP Commodore 64 keycaps from Boogerworks and Hammer. There we go. So we're going to open all of these and see what these are like. I've got like 8 or 9 kits, I think, just like tons of them. So we're going to have a look at those and see how good they are. And then once we've done that, we're going to start to look at the Hiney TKL one and do that build. I also have a numpad for that as well, so there's matching numpads go with the board, so we'll be taking a look at everything. Harjo's here, being sneaky. Hey man, good to see you. I like that you've got your own little eyes peeping above. I like it. It's cool. That's cool, man. Okay. I'm really wondering why the bot. Oh, there it is. Now the bot pinged. Now the bot pings 10 minutes after we start. I don't know why that takes so long sometimes, but it does. So yeah, may as well make a start. So let's flip over to the camera and let me show you guys this matrix board. So I'm going to try and open this, if I can figure out how the box opens and where I need to seal. So it's basically just being covered in yellow tape all over. So I just need to find out where the seal is. I think it's here. It looks like it got a bit damaged here. So let's see if we can open this up. I don't want to damage the box too much, but I may have to. I do quite like the matrix boxes the boards come in, so I'm going to try not to damage this as much as possible. Oh, okay, I think I'm going to have to just cut it open looking at that. Okay, let's just go for it. Let's just hack it open and see what we come up with. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to hack this one open and see what we come up with. Try not to kill myself with the knife in the meantime. Alex Soto's, hey man, thank you so much for the raid. We're literally just in the process of opening one of my matrix boards. Thank you so much, 328 folks. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We're literally just about to open this box, and then once we've opened this box, we can take a look at my latest matrix keyboard. If I don't kill myself with this knife first. Always try and be safe with knives, kids. Thank you so much for the raid, guys. Thank you so much. Such raid, much wow. Yeah, it's awesome. And Alex is awesome as well, because I was watching his stream earlier on today. It's so cool. Ah, oh, there we go. Welcome, Alex Autos, folks. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for being here. Alex, let me know how your stream was. As I say, I was in your chat earlier on. You may or may not have seen me, but yeah, this is my latest matrix board. So I picked this up a couple of weeks ago. It arrived a few weeks ago, and we're just in the process of opening it. Discord integration is 10 minutes late. Yeah, I saw that. Oh, thank you so much, guys. I can see all the follows coming through. I can't keep up with them. Let's see if we can count some of these out. So Iceberg, Alex Otos, Latheri, NGY, Clack Gears, Fuzziest, Josepher, Watsu, Snoopy, Fatal, Senor, Sinidarian, Schnibs. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. I appreciate every last one of you being here. Thank you so much. Just catching up with chat. Ahmed says, Jay, I hope you're well. Can you let us know what switches are coming up next week on the store? Also, when will the small trays you showed a while back? The small trays are being grouped by very, very soon, a couple of weeks. Next week, we've got Zazu switches, Twilight switches, and a few others going live on the store. We've got the SP Star switches going live as well, the Magic Girl ones, dark and light versions too. And we might get the banana splits in. Not sure yet. Might get the banana splits in. Cedric, JMC, thank you so much, guys, for the follows. Thoroughly appreciate all of those. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Everyone's redeeming hydrate. Okay, we can hydrate. I have water and coffee. Thank you. Wow, big raid. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I'm very surprised by that. Thank you, Alex, as well. Chat moved too fast, but hi. Thanks, man. Jay forgot to mention that Zion will commence the production of Spilled Dragon soon. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, it's good. Is that a UK78 at the top? Yes, this is a UK78 keyboard. This is actually a friend's board. He came for a visit the other day, and this is in for repair. So this is just on my desk, ready to repair, but it's an original UK78. So there we go. That's the board. This is SA Hyperfuse with the UK ISO fix kit. A very clacky board. Love it. But yeah, it needs a fix. It needs a replacement PCB putting in. So that's going to be one job I'm going to do this week. What are we building? Today we're going to be building a Hiney TKL one. But first we're going to unbox my Matrix Falcon. So this is the Falcon. So we're going to unbox this first and take a look at it, and then once we've done that, then we're going to crack on and do the Hiney TKL1 build. You know what color TKL1 you've been building today? Yeah, I do. It's in the box next to me. Yes, it's the champagne one. Champagne in color, yeah. UK ISO for the win. Yeah. Gilbert, hey man, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, so let's open this up and take a look at it. So as I say, I bought this in the group buy probably 6 months ago now, and this actually arrived at the workshop probably 3-4 weeks ago, and I haven't even had the time to unbox it and have a look at it. Like, it's just been sat on the side, and I've been meaning to look at it. But I'm planning to do a full Matrix day where I just build Matrix keyboards, because the guys at the Matrix Labs, Albert and co, are just doing such a good job. So I think the plan's going to be to just spend a whole day streaming Matrix builds, maybe like 10 or 12 hours. But this is the box. It comes with the Matrix Labs since 2015 on there, the Falcon logo. It's also got the little certificate of authenticity sticker. On the rear, it's got this cool piece of artwork, which is really cool, which says tools and toys. So if you don't know Matrix Labs, their little slogan is tools and toys. They actually had it on the Noah as this badge piece that said tools and toys on the back, and some of their other boards as well. So yeah, it's pretty cool. UK ISO smells. Yeah, it smells really nice. Golden Ratio is there with the same joke. Thanks. Inside the box, we have the plate, which is in here. You can see it does support ISO, but it's also noticeably HHKB, which I'm pretty excited about. You'll also notice that each of the switches has these cool cutouts around it. There's a ton of cuts in this plate. All of these little lines around each switch are individual cutouts, so it should be quite flexible when we're typing. We'll see how that goes. There's a meme plate, yeah. Flex cuts for the flex cuts, absolutely. We also have the PCB. I've got to admit, I do like the Matrix packaging. It's pretty cool. And then under here, we should have the keyboard. So I did go for the McFlurry colorway. And this is a keyboard. It is HHKB, as you can see. So this is going to be a nice addition to my Vita. I may have just bought another Matrix Vita as well. Let's take a look at this properly. Laligator, good evening, man. Thanks for being here. The whitish Noah looks really good. Yeah, the only problem I had with the Noah was the sound, but I do have one. I have one in the coral colorway. I have a coral one. No, this is SA Hyperfuse, not DSA Hyperfuse. It's SA Hyperfuse. I do have DSA Hyperfuse. I also have DCS Hyperfuse, which is really quite rare. Marcel and Rapture and Beowulf and Agitate and DP, thank you so much for the follows, guys. Thank you, Mo. Thank you. Okay, and as you can see, it's this kind of off-white grayish color. I don't know if the color's going to show on here very well, but it's kind of like gray and just got like a texture to it. It's really cool. And we've got this star encased sparkly background, the Falcon badge there, the Matrix Lab inlaid logo. This is an actual metal badge that's inlaid, which is super, super nice. USB daughter board already pre-populated. It says powered by Matrix Labs in 2020 on the rear here. It might be difficult to see this on camera, but it does say it there. And it's got the little gold since 2015 stamp here as well. But this is super cool. The badges on the back here are interchangeable, so I bought like 10 of them in a recent group buy as well. But this is really, really cool. So yeah, so this is going to feature on a build stream soon. I'm pretty excited to build this. It's pretty chunky. It's a nice weight. The finish is lovely. The finish is really cool. It's kind of like got a grey speckle to it. It's so hard to show you guys on camera. It looks like a little bit like the background of an old VHS tape. But yeah, build stream coming soon for this one, guys. The weights are cool, aren't they? Oh, let's put it back in the bag. Let's keep it as neat as we can. So yeah, so we're going to build this in a couple of weeks, guys. As I say, I'm going to try and arrange a day where I just do all Matrix keyboards and just build all of the Matrix keyboards I own. I've actually got a Matrix 2.0 Xmas edition on its way as well, so that will be added to the pile. I've got a couple of Matrix number pads and a few other bits and pieces as well. So it's going to be a good stream. It's made out of aluminium. It's kind of like a it's like a beige color, but it's got like a kind of grayish green tint to it. Yeah. Whitsellers, thank you so much for the follow, man. I appreciate that, my dude. And 509 as well. Thank you very much. Yeah, let's take a look at this plate, because this plate's pretty interesting. I say we're not building this today, but we'll take a look at it either way. So this is the plate that comes with the board. Get it the right way up. And as you can see, it's got all of these cutouts, so it's actually flexible in between each of the switches. That's kind of cool. I'd like to build one of these in carbon fiber so you can actually bend it and it's going to come back to its position, because this is made of aluminium. So if I bend it too far, it's going to retain the shape I bend it to, but that's pretty cool. Like, it's literally has got flex cuts for the flex cuts. It's almost like a spring leaf plate, but for each individual switch. That's pretty cool. That should be a good fun build. Yeah, wow's the right word. Looks like it could be pretty sweet with Apple AK style switches. Maybe. I think for this one it's going to be MX switches on the Matrix when we build it. I don't think we'll be doing anything other than Matrix and then MX switches on it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, so that's the Matrix board done. That's the 6V that we've unboxed, the Falcon. Now it's time to show you what we're going to be building today. I don't know, 509, sub 509. I don't know until we actually get around to it and build it. I don't know, but look out for the Matrix stream coming in a couple of weeks. Do my 3D printers have names? No, we have them both running though. They're not named. They're just called Prusa 1 and Prusa 2. This is Prusa 2. It's making some 3D printed stem tweezers so people can lube their switches. So if you buy switches from me, I send out these for free, and you get them with the switches. I'm also printing on Prusa 1. This is going to be some switch openers. So this is basically a 3D printed version of a switch opener. So it's a 3D printed version of this, if the camera decides to focus. Basically a 3D printed version of that. And you get those for free if you order switches through my store, you see. So yeah, there we go. I looked the hell out and loaded drops new arrivals pages to put the R3 CRP Tulip Peacock extras. Thought I'd be waiting much longer to finally try CRP. Yeah, I actually just got some CRP in. So it's the Hammerworks Commodore 64 keycaps. I'll show it here. Look, these all came in just the other day, so I'm going to take a look at those towards the end of the stream. And it might be those that we put on this board today. You guys will get to choose. You guys get to choose both the switches that I use in the build today and also the keycaps that we use at the end of the build, which is pretty cool. You guys will get to pick that. So, without much further ado, let me show you the board that we're building today. The first thing to show you is this box here. So for those of you that don't know, the Hiney TKL one also came with a numpad, and this is what the numpad we have here. So it comes in this nice little padded box, so it's not going to get damaged. Before we show you the board, we'll show you the numpad. All wrapped up. As I say, these came from Hiney himself. I just got these in the other day. There's the bump-ons just taped onto the inside, so I'll pop them to one side. But this is the numpad. This is the champagne colorway. How cool is that? How nice is that? It's like a bronzy gold color. It's really, really nice. Little numpad. Just finger marks on the back. This curve's really cool as well. I do like this curve here at the back. Shiny Hiney pad, love it. Yeah. So we're going to be building this today. Let's put the feet on it now before we forget. And then we can just put it to one side until we're ready for it. Oh gosh, I need that in my life, right? Yeah, you guys will get to choose a switch we use for this shot as well. Been looking for a numpad but not found anything that tickles my fancy. Oh, we're going to be doing the one for the Allison soon as well. That's not too far away. Right, there we go. So there we go, feet installed. Don't need that, we'll put that to one side. Look, two bronze things next to each other. This is actual bronze. This is ALBC3 material, actual bronze aluminium compound, which is really cool. as chunky as anything, really heavy. But there we go, that's the numpad. You won an IBIS spot. Nice, congratulations. I didn't try out for the IBIS, but I wish I had done. Not usually a fan of gold that much, but that looks great. Yeah, it's like a really dark gold. It's lovely. It's lovely. It's really nice. That's pretty close to the color as well. As I see it on my screen here, that's pretty close to the real life color. It's really nice. Okay, let's take a look at what else we get in the box. We also get a Hiney business card, because why not? Some little O-rings and some more bump-ons. And a Hiney sticker as well, which is pretty cool. Always good to get stickers. We have an Alps plate. I didn't realize I had this, but I do. There we go. A Hiney Alps plate. That feels like FR4, thin FR4. We're not going to be using that today, but we are going to be doing a brown Alps build for this board eventually. So we'll take a look at that when it arrives. We have an MX plate for this board. This is the one we're going to use today. We are going to be building this ISO because it supports it. This also feels like FR4, so we'll keep that one out. Got some numpad goodies. So we have 2 plates for the numpad. We have an FR4 and a polycarbonate. I think we're just going to go with the FR4 today. We also have 2 Numpad PCBs. These are actually purple in colour. It's hard to show you through the packet, but these are purple in colour. And we only need one, so I'll put one to one side. Wait, maybe we do have a polycarbonate plate for this. Maybe we're not going to build with... Maybe we're not going to build with these. Let me put them to one side. We also have the Hiney PCB. I used a spare one of these for the CMO last week if you guys watched that build. So that's the PCB we're going to be using today. And then we also have the board itself as well. Let me see if I can get this out in one piece. Here we go. So this is the packaging the board came in. As you can see, Hiney's written my name on it. It says J right there. So this is a TKL 1 public buy. It's a wing keyless in gold with a poly plate. It's an A stock and it's ready to ship. It's pretty cool how he does this QC sticker. I like that. Maybe I should implement something like that. And then in here we have the keyboard, but it's wrapped in a nice cloth. So let's take a look. There we go. So Hiney's wrapped all these in nice little cloths as well, just to keep them safe. And here's the keyboard itself. And it does have that poly plate. Hiney PCB support ISO. Yes, they do. Yeah, we'll be using ISO today. This is the TKL one. How cool is this? This is such a nice keyboard. First thing I notice is the edges are really, really sharp and nice. That curve on the rear is lovely. I like that. I've liked that since the 1800 he did. The base. I'm tempted to laser etch something into this. Maybe we'll do a stream where we do some laser etching into some keyboards and put a design on this. 6 feet used for this one. It's nice. The colour and the finish is lovely. This edge is super sharp as well. I like it. So it's got a chamfer on it. It's nice. I like that it's got 6 feet on it too. I think... Do we have a little baggie with the feet for this? Yeah, let's put the feet on it now. Wing keyless, my favourite layout. My only opinion on gold boards has been officially... There we go, right? When Hiney said he was doing a friends and family round of this board, and he said it was lilac, I was interested. And then when he said the public group buy and actually have a gold version, I was like, yeah, I want the gold. I want the gold. I don't have a gold keyboard. I want the gold. And here we are. Must be a hefty boy with those 2 weights. Yeah, should we weigh it? I've probably got some scales lying around. We'll wait once it's built. I should have some scales around. Okay, feet are now installed, so we don't need to worry about it being on the desk. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we are going to have the poly plate, so we can use the poly plate for the numpads. We'll keep that all to one side. Keep that there. We do need these little O-rings. These little O-rings in here, these are going to be for the the mounting system. So I'm just going to tip those out and put this into this little bowl here. So we'll just do that now. Wait, let's get these out of the way. There we go. Keep the stickers to one side. That gold is going to look amazing with some nice beige caps. Well, you guys will get to pick the keycaps that we use at the end of the stream. So that's the board. That's the board. Here's the PCB. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the PCB. Here's a PCB, lovely purple color. Top mount USB-C. That's pretty nice, right? It does support ISO. You can see here in the middle it supports ISO. Hiney's logo at the bottom. It's pretty cool. There we go. Too many E-white, black, clear, or black poly cases. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. So that's the board. And the numpad, and that's what we're going to build today. We're going to go with the polycarbonate plate and with the PCB there. I'm just going to drop that on there. Now you guys get to choose on switches. So I'm going to set up a poll, and then I'm going to talk you through the switches that we've got. So let me set up a poll, and you guys can then pick the switches. There's only 2 choices today. So I'm going to set the poll going, and then I'm going to talk you through the switches, and you guys have to vote for which ones you'd like to see. Now the final build version of this is going to have the other PCB, and it is going to be using brown Alps. So we're going to have a tactile build. So today is going to be a linear MX build, but you guys get to pick from 2 different switch types. So let me put that poll live, and I'll talk you through the switches. Here we have some lavender switches. These have been lubed with Krytox 205 grade 0. Very, very lightly lubed. The spring is completely stock. There are no switch films. That's choice 1. The second choice is Gateron line switches. These are completely stock, and these are basically Gateron yellows but rebranded. So these are just recolored. Huey, I think you took some of these from me, right, when you came up for a visit? Is that right? Did you take some of these off? So yeah, this is what we're going to use today. One of these 2 switches, and you guys get to pick. So vote away. Let me know what you'd like to see. Ask me any questions about the switches if you'd like to. As I say, the lavenders are very, very lightly lubed. They've got a really super light coating of lube, 205 grade 0. The lines are completely stock. You did steal some, and they're good. Yeah, I haven't used them in a build yet. That's what these are for. But yeah, we're definitely going to be building the final version of this in Alps. Brown tactile Alps. Kiwi keeps it as well. He says, hi Jay, how's it going? I'm good, man. I'm good. Hope you are too. It's been a busy, busy weekend. Gilbert asking what the choices are for switches. There you go. I've talked you through them. Flexing with the parts dish. Between the 2 boards, the Numpad and your Mx Master and desk pad, you so have good taste. Thanks, man. I have a lot of keyboards, Dunkaroo. So I've been collecting and building keyboards and streaming them for nearly 5 years. I very, very rarely sell, and most of the streams I do are my own personal boards. I think I've done maybe 15 streams of customer builds. Most customer builds happen off stream, although I've stopped doing them for the time being because I just couldn't keep up with the demand. So yeah, that's the thing. Lavenders are heavily winning right now, but keep going, guys. Keep saying what you want to see in the board, whether you want to see lavenders or lines. How do you set up your keyboard for UK when ISO isn't supported? So I have my operating system set to UK ISO. 509, thank you so much for the subscription, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, dude. So I have the operating setup set up for English UK, and then basically the keyboard functions as I need it to. Most of my keyboards are built ISO, but the Vita here is built with ANSI. But I can cope. I can cope. Cookie Curls is here as well. Thank you very much for being here, Cookie. Gilbert, subscribe. Thank you very much, Gilbert. Thank you so much for that sub. Thoroughly appreciate that. I've always liked mechs, but really didn't get into it until round 1 botanical was running. Yeah, so I've been in the hobby since 2014, maybe a little bit before that, but the first group buy I joined was 2014, which was SA Calm Depths. That was a long time ago now. I've been building keyboards since I started streaming in 2016, I think. I had my own channel for a little while, then joined TalkClack at the beginning of 2019, and then I've been streaming here as well as with TalkClack since I opened Prototype as a store. Fuzziest, thank you so much for the Prime subscription. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate those. You're the only other person I've seen that has SA Hyperfuse. Hyperfuse Pros Rise. I've also got DCS and DSA Hyperfuse, which are rarer than the GMK version. Yeah, SA Calm Depths was really early on. There was a GMK Calm Depths that came later. I think that was 2018, 2019. But yeah, SA Calm Depths was 2014, I think, if I remember rightly. Is that GMK Bingsu? It is GMK Bingsu. Yeah, this is GMK Bingsu on my Matrix Vita. There you go. Maroti Caps Artisan there. It's a pretty cool board. Pretty cool. Getting Cat Hyperfuse at some point. Yeah, Cat Hyperfuse is something that I do want to pick up at some point. Hey Cookie, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Okay, so the vote's almost done. Lions have made a little bit of a comeback. There's 140 odd of you watching right now, but only 35 of you, 40 of you, something like that, have voted. But yeah, Lion switches are a little bit behind. 71% to Lavenders, 29% to Lions. Wow, you guys didn't like your Lavender switches. I have to wait one more year for my Bingsu to arrive. Yeah, this is round 1 Bingsu. Round 2 just completed group buy a short while ago. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like the Lavenders are going to win. Let's put these back. There we go. Okay, now I need to make sure I've got a 7U wire here, but I'm pretty sure I do. There we go, Lavenders win. Yeah, okay, 7U wire, there we go. Okay, so today we're going to be building the TKL in ISO, which means we're going to need a 7U space bar. We're going to need a 2U backspace. We're going to need a 2U stab for ISO enter. And I'm going to go full right shift here because that's the traditional way to build a TKL. So we're going to go a full right shift. So we'll need a stabilizer for that as well. Now, I have to remember that we're not just building the TKL here. We're also building the numpad. I'm just going to grab out all of the little different bits I need. What was that? What was that? Dang Dynasty, thank you so much for gifting that sub. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. Dang Dynasty is the guy behind Maroti Caps, who was the artist that I just showed you a moment ago. So thank you very much for that. Thank you so much. Who won that? Dulce won that. So congratulations. Board is stunning as always. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hype train. Oh, we got the hype train. Oh, nice. We've got the hype train. The hype train is going. Choo choo. Okay, now we've got the stabilizers for the TKL. We also need the stabilizers for the numpad. Now, when I'm building a numpad, what I really like to do is I really like to go with the full size 0 key and then the 2 full size keys here. So we need another 3 stabilizers for that. Let's get those out. Lots of stabilizer lubing today. Oh man, I may be running out of stabilizers here. I think I'm gonna have to do like a big stabilizer order. Maybe I should just order a ton of stock of stabilizers and then keep pilfering them for personal builds. Okay. Why do you like going with the full size 0 instead of the 1U? I just prefer it because if I'm using a numpad, I'm using it with my my right hand and I hit it with my thumb, and I almost hit it like I would a space bar. So I just prefer the full size 0. I think it looks nicer as well. It looks more like a traditional numpad. And as a heavy XL user, I think that's going to work really well for me. Okay, there we go. I'm hoping we've got enough screws in here. We should have. We'll see when we come to it. In fact, let's tip them out into the tray. We can use those from the tray. I do have some additional screws if we find we don't have enough. There we go. Okay, time to assemble the stabilizers and lube them. Choo choo, all aboard. Yeah, well, we might not get level 2 because it's looking pretty close to dropping out of level 2. But I appreciate you guys helping me get to the hype train. Thank you very much for that, guys. That's a lot of stabs. Yeah, we've got a lot of stabs in this particular build. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of stabs. One less than if it was an ANSI build, though. If we were building an ANSI in a similar fashion, we would have one more stabilizer because we'd have one for left shift as well. Because we're going ISO, we don't have that. Dunkaroo, thank you so much for the sub, man. I appreciate that. Not splitting the plus, it's free real estate. I don't know, like, I just like to hit the plus. Like, what's wrong with that? It's a valid option, Huey. Don't make me feel bad for not splitting the plus. Like, it's just how I remember numpads being. Thank you so much. Thank you. David's here as well. He says, you. Hey, man. Good to see you. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all of the stabilizers for the TKL first, and then we'll do the stabilizers for the numpad straight after. We'll get these in the board first. So we're going to be lubing these with Krytox 205 grade 2. And the way I like to do this is to lube the wire first on one end, then put the stabilizer in, and then from there lube the inside of the stabilizer. I'll show you how we do that. Okay, this is probably a little bit too much lube. Remember, guys, if you put too much lube on, take as much as you can off. It's easy to add more lube later on than it is to remove it. So try and get just a nice even coating. You don't want too much here. You just want just enough to stop your stabilizers rattling and to make sure they're nice and smooth. Too much and it's just going to gum up and it's not going to work. It's one side in. What do I think of BDZ? It's too expensive is my problem with it. So yes, it works and it works well. I think 205 grade 2 works just as well, but it's a fraction of the cost of BDZ as lube. I get why some people prefer to use it, but it's not for me. It's just too expensive. If you're only ever going to build one keyboard, then sure, that's fine. But I build a keyboard every single week. I add at least one keyboard to my collection every single week. So, yeah, I want to use something that's relatively inexpensive for that. Okay. So now with just a tiny bit of lube on the brush, what we're going to do is we're just going to lube the slider rails on here, just to make sure it's nice and smooth. I'm going to do that on both sides. Yeah, level 1 hype train. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. There we go. And as well as that, I'm just going to put a small dot of grease just on the inside of the rear where the wire pokes through the back of the stabilizer. Just going to put a small dot in there. And what that's going to do is that's going to work down over time. And it's just going to keep the stabilizers lubed for that little bit longer. You always have to touch them up after a while, but this just lasts a little bit longer that way. And there we go. That's one stabilizer done. Let's put them here. Now we're going to move on to doing our second stabilizer. And so we're just going to do the TKL ones first, then we'll put them in the PCB, and then we'll do the numpad ones. Oh man, don't get me talking about cars, guys. Into car modding, sorry for the tangent, but what do I drive? So I have 9 cars right now. I'm a huge car nut. I have a 1976 Datsun 240Z. Well, it's actually a 280Z, but it's the same as a 240Z if you know the body style. Which is a 2.8 litre straight 6 overhead cam. It does have fuel injection rather than a carburetor, just for reliability purposes. But it's a straight through exhaust, straight piped exhaust. I also have a 1974 Datsun 620 pickup truck. That's blue. It's called Blueberry. The orange Datsun 240Z is called the Duchess, by the way. The blue pickup truck is pretty much stock. It's pretty much all original. That's got a 1.3 litre J series engine in, which is the predecessor to the L series, which is in the 240Z. As well as that, I've also got a 1969 Datsun 521 pickup truck, which is green, and that's currently sat right outside my workshop door. If you watch my Insta stories earlier on, you'll have seen it. As well as that, I also have another daily driver, which is a Tesla. I have a Model 3, which I just picked up last week. So I'm now part of the Model 3 club. As well as that, we also have a modern car, which I let my wife drive, which is a Mazda CX-5. That's like a big SUV type thing. But my wife drives that pretty much all the time. I also have a 1999 Peugeot 306 3-litre turbo diesel, which is going to be a track car. It's a project that I'm working on with my brother. I also have the first car I ever bought brand new, which was in 2011. I bought a Peugeot 107 brand new. That's just got a 1-litre engine, 3-pot engine, but it's been tuned up a little bit and it's pushing out about 75 brake horsepower, so it's a little pocket rocket. My wife used to use that for shopping and things. I don't know what we're going to do with it. We might give it away to a friend or family soon, just because we don't have space for it anymore. As well as that, I also have a Nissan P130, which is from 1967. That's on a ship on its way to me from Thailand. It's something I'm in the process of importing right now. Yeah, so that was a... it's the predecessor to what became the Gloria stroke Laurel stroke Cedric line, a Nissan P130. And it's in remarkably good condition. That one's black. I think that's everything. Have we gone through all of them? Is that 9 now? I think that's all of them. So yeah, I like my cars. Cars and keyboards, they're my 2 hobbies. You really do have good taste. Thanks, man. Oh no, you've damaged your headsets. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. I hope that it's fixable. Tesla Model 3 is going to be my next car. Honestly, dude, it's a great buy. I'm absolutely loving it. I wish I'd bought an electric car sooner. We actually took it on its longest trip to date that I've had. I've had it a week. We actually did a round trip of about 180 miles in it. Just yesterday and today. We went to visit my mother and father-in-law. That was a good trip. It was the first time, as I say, I've driven it distance, and it worked flawlessly. It was great. Loved every step of the way. Thailand has right-hand drive steering, yeah. Japan, Australia, Thailand, UK, we all drive on the right-hand side, yeah. Quite the awesome collection. Thank you, man. Thank you. I do like my cars. Like anything that's got an engine, I'm interested in it. Engines or motors, even if it's electric, I'm interested. The Model 3's got performance quite unlike any ICE car I've ever driven. I've driven a lot. I think over the years I've owned over 50 cars. At the most I had 11 cars. But my wife makes me keep to single digits these days. Just because of space more than anything else. We don't have much space. If you guys follow me on Insta, you'll have seen that I was actually... with my helper Mel, my assistant Mel, we were moving all around the workshop the other week just to get cars in and out, just so that we could fit in all of the JL1 keyboards when they arrived. How do I pay so much insurance? For all of the cars, for all 9 cars, for me and the wife being insured on them, it's about... It's under £2,000 a year. I think it's about £1,700 a year, which is probably about $2,000 US. It's not that expensive, really, for all of those cars. So it's not too much on the insurance. What do I think of the new Z? It's all right, actually. I think it looks quite nice. I think they need to do something with the new grille, and I'm excited to see what aftermarket options come out for that. I probably won't buy one, but never say never. I've said that before, and then ended up with one. But yeah, I probably won't buy one. I don't even know if it's going to come to the UK, to be honest. I don't think it will because of the new engine restrictions we have over here. Okay, let's get these on the board now. Looking at getting a first car in the next year, any advice, suggestions? How much do you want to spend? That's what I need to know. How much do you want to spend? And as daft as this may sound, how old are you, and are you male or female? Because all of those will affect insurance prices. So I know that's a lot of information to give out on stream. If you're not comfortable doing that, feel free to DM me on Discord and I'll try and help you with something. But good starter cars are anything with a 1 litre engine. If you can find something with a 1 litre engine, that's a good place to start. Main reason for that is because it keeps insurance costs down, and it's something that's easy to drive as well, and it's not going to give you huge fuel costs either. Assuming you don't want to go electric. If you want to go electric, it depends on your budget. Okay. So we've pretty much got our stabilizers all in here. There we go. Now we can screw these in. Just move that out of the way for a second. What's my main source of income? I don't have any income. I have zero income. I work full-time. I own Prototypers keyboards, but I do not take a salary, and I have zero income right now. Wait, where did that go? Yeah, I have no income whatsoever. I retired from my day job back in April, and I've had no income since then. Okay, remember guys, when you're screwing these in, you're not trying to kill the PCB or the stabilizer. All you're trying to do is make sure it holds in place. So don't over tighten these. You just want to go until it feels tight and then do a quarter turn more. Any more than that and you risk damaging the PCB. So just keep these light when you're doing stabilizers. That is less than I would pay for a single high-end car here. Yeah, I mean, I'm 36, so I'm a little bit older. And I've had cars for a long time. I've been driving cars for a long time as well. So here in the UK, that can affect insurance quite a lot. Also, where you live can affect it a lot too. That's really cheap considering you paid 3k last year for your Astra. Yeah, again, I'm older. It's probably a little bit cheaper for me to insure things than most people that are in the keyboard hobby, or most people tend to be a little bit younger than me. Not everyone, but I'd say on average I'm towards the older end of the age bracket for this hobby. Female 23, just got her first job on 25k. Okay, so what's your budget? How much do you want to spend? Do you want to lease? Do you want to buy Wayward Fox? What do you want to do? Depending on what you want to do, we'll come up with something for you. If it's your first car, 23, I would definitely advise something with a low engine size, unless you want to go electric. In which case, if you want to go electric on that kind of money, I would recommend the Nissan Zoe. Yeah, the Nissan Zoe, the Zoe. I would definitely recommend the Zoe. If you want an engine in the car, I'd probably look at something secondhand. Probably look at something 8 to 10 years old. Something with a 1 litre engine. Ford Fiesta maybe. Good solid cars. Peugeot 108. Something like that. Good solid cars that are easy to find parts for, relatively cheap to maintain. And it's not going to break the bank on insurance either. Oh man, I'm sorry that someone plowed into it, Dunkaroo. I've only ever been in 3 road traffic accidents. One, I was a passenger on a bus, and a pizza delivery guy cut the bus up, and the bus went into the side of him. Another one, I was sat in a taxi, and the taxi went through some traffic lights, slowed down for a junction, and someone went into the back of the taxi. And then the third one, I was sat at some traffic lights here in the UK, and there was a car in front of me and a car in front of them. They were waiting at the traffic lights. They were the first car. The car right at the very front broke down, couldn't move anywhere. The car immediately in front of me reversed backwards into the front of my car, and then claimed that I'd driven into him. Luckily, my dash cam proved that that was not the case, which was quite interesting, because I didn't tell him that until we went to court about it, and I just showed the evidence, and that was it. Job done. Okay, so that's all of our stabilizers in and screwed in and lubed, so we're good from that perspective. Time to do now the ones for the PCB, for the daughter board. Yeah, hybrid's going to be struggle for your first car, Wayward Fox. I would really recommend looking at a petrol car that's light on emissions and a low engine size, and something that's about 8 to 10 years old. Ford Fiesta, Nissan Micra, yeah, Peugeot 108, something like that. Toyota Aygo maybe. something like that. TKL 1 and Num 1 so good. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, I appreciate that. You happy that I can do what I love now, Dan Dynasty? Thank you, man. Thank you. My parents had a 1977 Alfa Giulietta. Nice car. Great car. Boof is here as well. Hey guys, what's up? Just building a Hiney TKL 1 and matching numpad, and we've been talking cars. Which is good fun. I love to talk about cars. Cars and keyboards. I've toyed with the idea of having a keyboard and car meetup here at the workshop. There's quite a few people in the UK that are into both cars and keyboards. So maybe like a little car stroke keyboard meetup here would be quite cool to do. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Dashcam helps with insurance. Yeah, it does. It'll drop down your insurance if you tell them you have a dashcam and it's working. But it also helps argue the point with insurances. So if someone says they've done something and you've done something on the road and you know it wasn't your fault and you have the dashcam footage to prove it, it's a big win. Do you have any weird insurance rates in the UK too? I get much cheaper insurance on my 92 Mercedes and my 08 one. Yeah, so classic cars here in the UK come on a reduced rate. So anything that's older than 40 years, which most of my cars are, you get significantly cheaper. It's generally based on, UK rates are generally based on your age, location, and how likely that car is to get damaged in that particular area. Interestingly enough, my 240Z is actually cheaper to insure and tell them it's on the road rather than in the garage, because more people have them stolen from garages because no one keeps them on the road. Everyone keeps them in a garage, because why would you keep a car like that on the road? So it's technically cheaper to insure it on the road, as though it lives on the road and it's parked on the road at all times, than it is to keep it in the garage. Just insurance things. Going to buy my first car soon. Can't wait. Nice. Where in the UK do I live? I live in a little village called Shelf. It's just between Bradford and Halifax. The Prototypist Workshop, you can Google and you can find out where we are from Google. You can see directly where we are. We should show up. Prototypist keyboards will show exactly where I'm sat right now. Admiral say it's a mod for my Kia and therefore does nothing. Yeah, it's more about proving the point than it actually reducing your insurance rates. Same with theft. They argue with your cards on the road. Someone can't just guess where you live compared to driveway or garage. Yeah, that's true. My boyfriend has an imported MX-5 Mark 1 convertible racing green. We love it. That's awesome. Yeah, if you can learn to drive in that, that'd be a great first car. Watch out for the rear wheels though, they're easy to light up in the old ones. And start spinning them. Depending on what kind of power it's putting down anyway. But yeah, good first car. Might be a little bit more expensive to insure though. Okay, that's one stabilizer done. Time to do the next. Nissan Pulsar GTIs at all? They're one of many cars I'd love to import. Yeah, the old ones from like the with the like the hood scoop on. Yeah, I kind of like those. It's probably not something I'd ever want, but they're pretty cool. I do know someone who has one. I've never driven it or been in it though. I just know he has one. He's a guy called Christian. Lives not too far away from me. About 25 minutes away, half an hour away. You look really nice and chill. Glad to be here. Thanks, man. Thanks. I've been streaming for a long time now. Took me a while to wrangle in the MR2. Tail happy they are. Yeah. You can make them more tail happy as well. If you just change the brake balance a little bit, you can just dab the brakes on, get the weight to the front end of the car, and then just tap the accelerator. The rear end will come out really easily. Good cars to learn to drift in. If that's your kind of thing. Probably getting an MR2, a Mark II Fabia VRS in a month or two. Nice, good cars, good cars. Thing is, I think you can learn to love any car. That's the thing. Like, I've never driven a car and think I absolutely hate this. Like, there's always something fun you can do, or you can drive it in a certain way that increases your enjoyability of it. The worst car I've ever had actually was a Kia Sportage. It was just a bit flat and a bit boring. But if you were always a gear lower than where you should have been, it became quite fun. You get to really understeer in some of the sharper corners as well. Not that I'm advocating driving like that, of course. Be safe and sensible, guys. Yeah, so I had mine was a 2018. It was the CRDI. It was a 1.7 turbo version. It was a company car from my old day job before I retired. Yeah, it was all right. It was good for the dog. It was good for a family car, but I would never have one again. But yeah, you had to drive it down a gear from where it should be. So you were always driving at like 3,500 revs instead of 1,800 or so. Which Crispy's is, that's the way Crispy's always drives anyway, so he'd been fine in it. What's a good, decent exploded 75% board? Maybe hot swap as well. It depends on your budget, Sarah Rahul. It depends on your budget. The Volvo V60 is a great shout. Yeah, I like that. I think if you're looking for anything sleeper, Volvo is always a good place to start. As a first car, should I dive into the used market or save for a new one? Go for used. Then it doesn't matter too much if you prang it. Like, I guarantee everyone that buys a new car, they're going to bump into a railing or a fence post or something relatively soon after buying it. So, yeah, I would recommend... Anyone who tells you they haven't bumped a car into something is lying. If they've got a driving license, everyone's always bumped into something. It's impossible not to do. So yeah, I'd always go used for a new car for your first car, rather than a new car. Sorry. Yeah, always go used for your first car. Because if you buy a brand new one and you prang it on day one, you're going to be really upset with yourself. If you buy an old car that's already got a few dings and dents, you might not even notice. So yeah. Kia Stinger. Yeah, Kia Stinger's a great car. I've actually test driven a couple of them. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. If I didn't get the Tesla Model 3, that was something that was on the consideration list for an ICE engine. Yeah. I don't think I'd have actually gone for one, but it's a great car. It's a very good car. Okay, let's get these stabilizers into the Numpad PCB. There we go. That's one in. Two in. Will, thank you so much for the sub, man. 2 month streak. He says, I love the new Tesla. Seriously considering it myself, but unsure if it would fit a family and comfortably enough. I can guarantee you it would. Like, we had the dog, the wife, all of our stuff for a trip away for the night, and we had loads of room. Loads of room. Tarumba, thank you so much for the follow, man. And everyone else who's followed that I've missed. Thank you so much, guys. Damn, that colour. Oof. How nice is that colour, right? Okay, let's get these screwed in. Hope there is a gold TKL one in my future eventually. Hey Theramin, thanks for being here, man. Yeah, it's such a lovely board, right? I need to tell my dad that he went for a Polestar 2 as he doesn't think a dog will fit in the Model 3. Yeah, we had the dog in there and everything. It was great. I was considering the Polestar, but yeah, the issue with the Polestar for me is that it doesn't feel as nice to drive. Like, they put too much to take it back to how an ICE car is. Like, they have the dashboard with the old setup of the dials and everything else. The Tesla just takes what it means to be a car and changes it on its head, and that's why I went for the Tesla. Like, you don't have the traditional dash, you just have an empty expanse. The seating position is also much more configurable and comfortable in the Tesla, I found. But that could be variable for person to person. Mist, thank you so much for the follow, I appreciate that. Okay, looks like I'm going to be one screw short for these stabilizers. I have to steal one from somewhere else. Yeah, so my Tesla has a range of about 360 miles, and it seems pretty accurate as well. Like we did a 180-mile round trip yesterday and today, and it was fine. It was absolutely fine. The charge was pretty much spot on. I think it said we'd done 189 miles on the charge based on the charge and what was left afterwards, but we'd done 180, so it was pretty much spot on to 9 miles. That was probably my exuberance driving it. Budget would be around 160 to 180. I can go up by a bit if it's good. I think at that kind of budget, I'd probably look at. I mean, you're probably looking at the GMMK Pro or the Keychron Q1. Those are probably the boards that you're looking at that kind of price range. Right. I do have some more stabilizers. Let's steal a screw because I seem to be missing one. I could have sworn. Maybe I've dropped it. Who knows? Let's steal a screw from here. Dog goes in the boot or the front seat. It went on the back seats actually, so we have like a hammock on the back seats for the dog to go in. But she's sat in other cars in the front. The seats move back far enough, and there's enough space in the back, even with the passenger seat all the way back, so the dog can curl up under the front seat, and there's still enough room in the back for the passenger's footwell as well. How do I get my hands on this board? I joined the group buy for this. I joined a lot of group buys, so I just joined Hiney's group buy and bought this board. He was holding on to it for a while because he had some other bits to send me from a prototypist perspective. I was stocking some PCBs for him, so he held on to it for a little while, but that's how I got it. I joined the group buy. And there we go. That is our numpad plate and PCB all set up. There we go. Okay, so next step now is to take the boards apart, and then we can start putting switches into the plate assemblies. And then we can start to solder. Yeah, the version of the Tesla I have is all-wheel drive, and it's quick. Let's just put it that way. It's quick. I did not join the Space 80. No, I apologize, guys. My hay fever's been really, really bad today, so I apologize for that. With a screwdriver, or a smaller one? Smaller. Wait. What's happening here? Smaller again. Interesting. There we go. That's the right size. Yeah, I have pretty bad hay fever. It's actually not been too bad this year overall, actually, but yesterday and today it's been really getting me. Oh, most of my cars are manual. The only one that isn't manual transmission is the Tesla, because it isn't anything. It's not really an automatic, it's just electric. So yeah, most of my cars are manual cars. It's got infinite first gear. Yeah, it does pretty much. That's pretty much how they drive. Right, okay, let's take this board apart. Just try and shake out the screws. There we go. Okay, so now the case should come apart. There we go. We can see that this board is top mount, which is nice. It's always nice to have a top mount board. So we're going to take the plate out and then we can start to assemble it. But look how this looks. The two weights, the brass on the inside and the other one on the outside. Not for resale. Don't know if you guys can see that. Let me show you. So it has the Hiney logo here. And it says not for resale in the other side as well, which is pretty cool. I like that. I like that. It's a pretty hefty bottom. Pretty hefty. Okay, let's take the plate out. You can't imagine not driving a manual. Yeah, I always used to think the same, but the Tesla's changed my mind on that. So I was driving an Alpha not so long back that's semi-auto. The car was great to drive, don't get me wrong, but I didn't ever want it. The Tesla is the only non-manual car I've ever driven that I've enjoyed, like enough to want one. Manual's just fun to drive. You're just involved in every step. Flappy paddle, yeah. Flappy paddle's a pain in traffic though. It's not the same as just, it's not as satisfying as using a gear stick and changing the actual gear manually. Okay, there we go. We'll take that out. We're just going to pop the top case back on the board just for now. Pop that to one side. Okay, time to get some switches in this, and then also in the numpad. Flappy's killer on track. Yes, I agree. It is. It is. I still like a manual on track though. Okay, I'm going to get the switches put in. Let's start with the numpad first. Pop all the switches in. Just going to put a couple of switches in the plate first of all. And then we're going to put them into the PCB to make sure everything aligns nicely. Oops. I love the power band in my MR2. They did such a good job aligning the ratios with the turbo leg. Yeah. I tend to have it on the right side because I'm right-handed, Wayward Fox, but I do know a lot of people that use a southpaw numpad and prefer it. I actually really excited for the Hidari because that will be my first southpaw board, and I think I'm going to really enjoy it. That was the Monoke collaboration with Thesis Camper. That switch just does not want to go in. What are my thoughts on the Keycon Q1? It's a really good board. I haven't tried one out, but the spec list and the sound tests look and sound great. I think for the budget, it's a pretty solid offering. Is it for me? Probably not. No, I have too many other boards that I use over the top of it. But for someone who is in the budget for one of those boards, I think it's a no-brainer. That and the GMK Pro, they're both bargains for the price of what you're paying for them. I did see the I'm going to try and say this, the Kuki Chimonji board by Biso. I did see it. Yeah, I follow Biso on Instagram. I love everything he does. Yeah, he does some great stuff. Perhaps one day him and I will be able to work together on a project. I'd love to work with Biso on something. Not a fan of the southpaw arrows though. Yeah, I think if I'm going to have the numpad on the south side of the board, on the southpaw board, sorry, I'm going to want the arrows there as well, I think. Wrist breaker. The wrist breaker was super fun. I'd never buy one, but I thought it was super fun. Tomo? Yeah, Tomo's not too far away now. It's in production, I think, now. I don't know how much longer it'll take to get them out, actually. I'll try and get an update off of Monarchy this week on those. What did you think of the Ibis? I think it looks great. I didn't go for one, just because I bought too many keyboards recently. There we go. But yeah, I think it looks great. Lavender's look really nice with the PCB. Yeah, it's going to work really well with the actual board as well, I think. The purple just works well with the gold. Purple and gold has always been a good combination. This is where I hope that I have enough switches. I didn't count these before the stream. I hope I have enough. In before I don't, and we have not enough switches for the board. We'll see. Yeah, maybe I should have gone for the Ibis. I do buy most of Hiney's stuff if I can. Maybe I should have gone for the Ibis. What was the Numpad board he did? The 1800 board he did. I can't think of what that was called now. I wish I'd got one of those. I'd still like to pick one up at some point. I saw the prototype for that in Seattle in 2019, and I swore I was going to buy one. HBCP, that's one. I swore I was going to buy one, and I never did. So I kind of miss it. In fact, I think I met Hiney there for the first time, actually. Was he there or was he not? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I met Hiney there. I remember meeting Krellbit for the first time as well. That was good fun. J-Chef, thank you so much for the 5 tier 1 gift subs. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. 5 gift subs. Thank you, man. I really, really appreciate that. Lightning from Zap Cables here. Lex says I managed to win an Ibis spot in the raffle. Congrats, man. Congrats. You're all making me feel jealous for not getting an Ibis now. Oh, wait. We have an issue with this plate. Okay, so at least I think we do. Do we? Do we? Do we? Do we have an issue with this plate? Yes, we have an issue with this plate. The ISO enter does not fit in the plate as it's cut. So let me show you guys. Can you see here? This is where the switch goes. And can you see how the pins are hidden behind this little flap here at the front? This little flap here that hides the pins. The switch doesn't actually work. Doesn't actually clip in, which means we need to do some modifications to the plate. So let's pull these switches out and fix that. Should have checked that first. Should have checked that first. It's just a tiny little bit. And we can modify it fairly easily, I think. Whoops, throwing switches away now. I'm probably the only person to build a Hiney TKL one in ISO layout though, so it's probably not going to affect many people. Arcane is here. Hey man, good to see you. Thank you again so much, Jaysha, for those gift subs, man. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. That means so much to me. Thank you, man. Okay, thank you very much for being here as well. I hope you enjoyed your gift box. Did you receive that yet, dude? Did you receive your gift box yet? Moose Rights, hey man, good to see you. Welcome to the chat today. Okay, so now we're going to have to do a bit of plate modification to get the ISO enter switch to clip in. You got it, nice. Congratulations, man. Congrats. Okay, so let me show you guys what the issue with the plate is if I can get this last switch out. Come on, out you come. There we go. So you see this little flange part here? Come on, camera, please. Camera, please. This little bit that comes out, along, and then back up, that's partially blocking the switch pins. So that needs to come out because the switch can't quite sit there. So I'm going to try and trim this with a sharp blade, and we'll see how this goes. This could be the undoing of this board. We'll see. Just going to take it slow. I'm going to see if we can cut this with a blade. Okay, so it is cutting pretty much through. Let's see if we can trim this out nice and neatly. The joys and pains of being an ISO user. Okay, I trimmed it back somewhat. Let's see if that'll fit now. Let's see if that's done enough to get us into position. I don't think it has, but we'll try. No, not enough yet. So you can see here, I've trimmed that a little bit. I'm just going to trim it a little bit more, try and get a little bit more off. Oh, did I get confused? Sorry, Zap, I apologize. I thought you were the guy from Zap Cables. I apologize. Where do I know your name from then? Where do I know your name from then? Okay, so we've almost got this section flush now, so we'll try it again in a second. We'll just... I could do it like a vise here on the desk just to be able to trim this nicely. Okay, let's try that. Let's see if that gets us any closer. I think it's close, but not quite there. Let's try. Let's see if we can get that switch in. We can get part of it in. Is it going to go in yet? No. Still just need to trim just a little bit more away. Let's try and... It's really tight in here as well, so we'll try and get it in. Just trying to take it slow and steady, guys, here, so we don't A, damage the plate, and B, end up cutting my fingers off. Okay, that should fit now. That should fit, he says. Let's see. Let's see what we've got. I think that's close enough. I think that's going to be close enough. Is it? I don't think it is. I think it's still slightly out. Okay. The joys of being an ISO user. Jim KNT. Ah, that's where I know you from. Sorry, it's been a long weekend. Right, okay. This should fit now. 100% this should fit now. I can see just how much of the plate I've taken off. That should fit, he says. Oh no, it's still not going to fit. Why is that not going to fit? Let's just try putting a switch in here just to align everything. Right. Let's see now. So this is really hard to show you guys, but if you look, the switch isn't quite sitting flush, and the reason is it's just catching on this bit of the plate here. I think I need to take even more out. Do we think we can get away with that? Yeah, it's going to just bow the plate if we do it any other way. Got a file for that? It might be easier. Yeah, I probably do in the workshop somewhere. But I don't have one with me. I'm almost tempted to just use flush cutters and just snip away the bit that I need to come out. Like it's not a huge amount. Let's see if we can just use a flush cutters on this. So I'm gonna go from there to there. So I'm just marking on here the bit that needs to come out. So you can see we've got a mark here and a mark here. It just needs to go in 1 millimeter and across and then back down. So I'm gonna try and do this with the flush cutters. Let's see if we can't just snip it out in the right way. Oh, I don't like how these cut. Okay, so that's giving me the line I need to cut. I was not expecting to have to do this today, I'll be honest. Okay, I feel like I'm just going to slip and cut myself, so I'm just going to try and score it first. Okay, now we've scored it, I'm going to try and just cut that through with the flush cutters and see if we can't get that out. This is not going to be the neatest job, unfortunately, but hey, we have to fix this. There we go. It's one side out. Let's see if we can get the other side out now. Okay, so now you can see we've had to etch into the side of the plate. Let's see if that fits now. Let's just tidy this up a little bit, just a touch. Just want this to be relatively neat. This should be hidden behind the switch, so we won't see this. Right. Let's try again. 9th time lucky. 9th time lucky. There we go. That now fits. Okay, we should be good now. We should be good. Yeah, no bunching up of the plate. Okay. I think we've got it, guys. I think we've got it. I see slicing and dicing. Yeah, the plate didn't support UK ISO. The actual cutout for the ISO enter switch was not deep enough, so there was part of the plate needed to be cut away. We've now done that successfully, and you can't see it from the switch. Like, if you look from here, you can't tell that I've had to cut away the plate. It just looks nice and neat and tidy anyway. So we've done a good enough job. We've done a good enough job. The mug is giving me trypopophobia. This is one of my favorite mugs. I love this mug. I love this mug. Posture check. Thank you, Wood Fox. Thank you. I think I'm good on the posture. I think I'm good. What's the upper printing? The upper printer is printing stem holders. So they're basically like tweezers that hold onto your stems, so you don't have to touch them while you're lubing. But they actually grab without you holding pressure, so they're native position to hold on tight, and as you push the tweezers together, they let go, they release. Check left shift before putting on the switches. Good idea. Yeah, let's just double check that we can actually split left shift. Let's just check that. Yeah, left shift's good. We're good. Thank you, Demon Tanks. Good suggestion. Okay, let's crack on with getting these switches in the board now. How do they look when they're done? I don't have any pictures to hand. I don't have a pair to hand. If you ask me towards the end of the stream, Ethereal, I will go and grab a pair for you and show you how they work. I don't think I have any here, actually. If I do, I'll show you. Let me have a look. I might just happen to have a pair of 3D printers. Do I have some in here? What's in here? Oh, artisans. I forgot I got these. No, I thought I might have had one in there. I don't. Yeah, remind me towards the end of the stream, and I will go grab a pair and I will show you how they work. Hey Hammer, thanks very much for being here, man. It's going well. Yeah, we had to do some slicing and dicing on the plate, but we've done it in a nice, neat way, and it's not visible. The ISO enter didn't quite fit. That's Hiney punishing us ISO users. It's not really. It's not really. Did I watch the race today? Lex, no, I was actually driving, but I did catch up on it when I got home, and I saw what happened. So I kind of feel like I didn't miss anything today, but it's rare I do miss an F1 race. It's very rare I miss an F1 race. I think I've missed like 5 in the last 10 years. Today would have been one of them. Yeah, I feel like I didn't miss anything. Yeah, it was an interesting bit. From what I have read through what happened, it can't be helped, right? The weather, you can't control the weather, so... Oh wow, the plate's not even grabbing on. Hold on, there we go. There we go. 2 laps with the safety car. I haven't watched those 2 laps, yeah, but it's just so that they can get the points for the championship awarded, right? That's the thing. That's why they do it. Because if they can't race at least 2 laps, or if they don't even drive around 2 laps, then there isn't enough race considered to be able to do points. And I know they did half points today, but it's just something they have to do to make sure of it. That's all, I think. That's a little bit different. Semi-Doge. I'm not going to comment on it, but yeah, like the Formula 1 can't influence the weather. Let's put it that way. Whether a military can in a country, that's a different matter. Okay. Getting there slowly now. Thank you very much for being here, everyone, as well. I appreciate this isn't the quickest stream, and it's taken us a little bit of time to adjust the plate, but we're getting there now. We're getting there. Almost ready to solder. I'll have to send Hiney a DM after this stream and just show him where the plate doesn't quite work. I'm sure it's a small thing for him to fix. I'm getting slightly nervous that I don't have enough switches for this build as well. I should have counted these before I streamed. Living vicariously through the number of switches I have. I prefer the sound of the old F1 engines, not the modern ones. The modern ones just sound a little bit flat, I think. They don't quite have the panache that the old engines did. I thought you meant the modern ones. I think the modern ones go to about 11,000 RPM, I think. I'm not quite sure on that. Is the ID80 V2 good for the price? It's not a bad board. I'd probably pick the Keychron Q1 over the top of it, but I don't think it's a bad board at all now. Again, I've never had one in person. I'm only going by what I've heard about them, so take my opinion on those with a pinch of salt. You may be better off asking in with the Discord server, seeing what people think of them, or the Top Clack server, or one of the other public keyboard servers, and just seeing what people think of the boards, because it's difficult for me to recommend the board if I haven't tried it. Like, it'd be unfair of me to say yes or no. Do I miss the sound of an engine when you're driving a Tesla? A little bit, a little bit. It's very quiet. Very quiet. It's a little bit surreal. It's not something I'm used to. But then again, I'll be changing it around cars every day. So I'll be driving different cars every day. I won't be driving the Tesla every day. Like your mouse, thank you. This is the Logitech Mx Master Iii. Have I eaten in McDonald's? Do you mean McDonald's? I don't know what McDonald's is. If you mean McDonald's, yeah, I've eaten at McDonald's before, but not very often. If McDonald's is something else, then I have no idea what it is. Okay, we're going to go stepped caps lock because stepped caps lock is best. But we're almost there now with the switches. The final thing we're going to do is put the switches in the base row, the front row, the home row, the spacebar row. Not the home row, the spacebar row. And we're going to grab some keycaps to check that out. Oh, I haven't tried it, no. We tend to order from... There's a place nearby called Wibsy Spice. I tend to order from there. Or there's a KFC about 10 minutes away at the end of the road. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some keycaps. Now, interestingly enough, I've just recently picked up these Commodore 64 keycaps. So... let's give these a try. All we need is some modify keys. We just need some 1.5U modify keys. Oh, these look pretty nice, actually. Oh, these look really cool. I really like these keys. Look how cool they are. Right, all I need is 1.5U keys and a 7U spacebar. Are they 1.5U? No, they look 1.75U. Wait. I don't have any 1.5U keys here. Is that? That's not 1.5U, is it? No, 1.75. Okay, so there's no 1.5U keys in there. Okay, we'll open it. I look back. I had McDonald's earlier. Nice. Are you local then, the Uziest? Are you fairly local if you know the kebab shops? You must be right. You must be nearby. If you're gonna buy the Mx Master Iii, don't buy the grey one. Like, it just gets dirty really quickly. Okay, so that didn't work. But we can try out the full 80s set, and that should give us the keycaps that we need. We should have a 7U spacebar in here as well. And then we can just work out where we need to put keys. Okay, right. Let's find some 1.5U keys. There's one. I mean, it's a tab key, but it'll do the job. Doesn't need to be specific. There's another one. And there's a third one. Fourth one. Right, okay, great. Now what we can do is we can just test, make sure we get the switches in the correct position for this whole body. I really like this set, actually. It's really cool. I'm glad I picked it up. I have just the board for it as well. We're just literally using these to determine where the keycaps go, the switches go. Insurance for keeps is still cheaper. So I actually have my keyboard collection insured, which is kind of interesting. I'm probably one of the few people that needs to do it. It's not cheap. It's not cheap at all. So what we're doing here is just popping the switches on a keycap and then pushing into the board to make sure we've got them in the right spot. It's nice and simple, and it just means that we're going to make sure that we've got everything correctly aligned for when we solder in a few minutes' time. No, so my keyboard collection is probably a little bit too large to be covered under home insurance. Okay, so we're just going to drop the top case on top, and we can see that we've got the bottom row all nice and neatly aligned from the switches perspective. So now we've done that, we can take the keycaps off, gently just wiggle these off, keep the switches in place. No, but people know where I live who are in the community, so not that I'm saying anyone would do, but also if there was a fire, I'd lose like the loss of the collection, right? There's more than just theft that can. Okay, so there we go. That's us all done with putting switches into the board. Now it's time to solder. And what that means, guys, it means we open up the section where you guys can ask me any question you'd like. You can ask me a question about any topic. It can be keyboard related or otherwise. All you need to do is tag me with @jprototypist, and as long as I can answer it in a safe for work method, then I will answer any question that you can ask me. It can be about any topic whatsoever. All you need to do is tag me first with @jprototypist, and I will answer any question you ask. Any question at all. So it can be about keyboards, it can be about cars, it can be about life, love, the universe. You name it, you can ask me any question you would like. Okay. Worst part of a full English breakfast? Finishing it. So the worst part of a full English breakfast is when you finish it and there's nothing left on your plate. That is always the worst part. It's very disappointing when that happens. But really, the true answer to that is probably fried tomato. I don't like fried tomato. If I'm having tomato, I like them to be crunchy and raw. That's how I prefer them, as God intended. Unless they're in like a stock or a soup or a sauce. But yeah, I don't like fried tomatoes. Would I ever swap out the L28 in the desk for something else? No, probably not. I like to keep it stock. I'm a bit funny like that. I like to keep all my classic cars as close to stock as possible. I just like the fact that they're original and they're unmolested. I do upgrade a few things, usually suspension related and brake related, just for safety more than anything else. But I like to keep cars as stock as possible when it comes to the engine. There's no need to put obscene power into like a Datsun or anything. They're quick enough as they are. Not slow cars by any means. They're not Tesla fast, but they're not slow. Do you know how long we have to join the Candy Bar Premium Round 3 group buy? Yeah, on the listing it says when it ends. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it should say on the website, on the listing, when the group buy ends. I can't remember the exact date off the top of my head. But you've got until then to join. It'll be midnight on that day. I should have checked for bent pins, I forgot to. We'll check as we go. We'll be okay. Son of Liabilities, what is the most exciting keyboard coming out or in IC in your opinion? JO2 Blackout Edition comes soon. Argyle comes soon. I'm shilling for it. Honestly, I think the Argyle is one that's my favorite. I know that I'm technically shilling by saying that because I'll be running that through Prototypist, but I think that looks really good. Other than that, Again, I'm running it, but Cloudline. I think Cloudline looks really nice as well. In terms of other boards, I think Kendo has been in design hell for a long time, and I can't wait to see that come out. But there's always new boards. There's always new boards coming. Yeah, I'm really excited for Cloudline. I think that's going to do really, really, really well. Yeah. Some of the GMWorks boards as well. I always like those. What do you think the Q1 GMMK Pro means for the hobby? Razer custom keyboard coming? Maybe. I don't think it means anything negative for the hobby. People who like custom keyboards to the extent that we have today, they're not going to be buying Razer and everything else, but it might bring more people into the hobby. They'll start out with like a Razer custom keyboard and they'll migrate over to some of the other stuff that we have. You know, a lot of people like to collect things as well. So yeah, I think it's a good thing for the hobby. More exposure is always better for hobbies like this. The more people involved, the more products we have, the more people are happy when products ship. Yeah, I think it's a good thing overall. Why is black pudding the best part of a full English breakfast? It's the tastiest part, I'll give you that. I do like black pudding, I'm a big fan of it. Yeah, on a bit of fried bread, black pudding is amazing. What's your favourite keycap set running now or coming up? Favourite? It's difficult to answer. Like, I like Truthful Shrine just because of the name and its and what it's based around. I really like that. I've got a key set coming up soon, which is the sequel to GMK Midnight Rainbow, which is GMK Daylight Rainbow. That's going to come soon. The renders are all done. The IC will be posted in a week or so's time. In group buy right now as well, I also like EPBT Duo by Sour. That's a good set. Great solid set. Better tires on that list too. Yeah, I usually upgrade tires. Tires are always modern. I don't use vintage tires. I usually use Toyo proxies for most of my cars. And I've got Michelin P1s on the Tesla. Cloudline Prage, I know, right? I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get one as well. How's Workshop Doggo doing? Workshop Doggo's good. Yeah, she hasn't been at the workshop for a little while, actually. She's mostly been at home since my wife's been working from home. So Workshop Doggo's not been in the workshop much. But she's good. She was asleep in the car pretty much all day today on the way back from our little trip. Yeah, she's really good. She found some bushes yesterday that she liked to hide in, so she's covered in sticky buds. We had to shower her as soon as we got home and try and get all of those out of her fur, but she seemed to enjoy it, so she liked the attention, I think. Little terror. What temperatures do I generally solder at? Somewhere between 330 and 350, depending on the solder I'm using. Desoldering, I tend to do at about 380 degrees Celsius, sometimes as high as 425 if it's particularly difficult solder to remove. Those are all Celsius temperatures. I'm not sure what they are in Fahrenheit. A lot of classic cars are already pretty light, so good tires make them feel like they're on rails. Yeah, most classic cars are pretty light, actually. Modern cars are a lot beefier. I think the Tesla is actually the heaviest car I have, by far. Is 102424321 a prime number? Yes. Yes, it's prime. Tell me if I'm right. Bit of a lurker on Custom Keep's front, heading off to uni in Surrey. Any good entry into the Custom Keep community? All the best and thanks for seeing me on a Sunday evening. Thanks, man. Yeah. So entry level, it depends on whether you want to build yourself. If you don't want to build yourself, I'd recommend a GMMK Pro, or a Keychron Q1. If you do want to build yourself, then maybe something like a Tofu kit or something similar, KBD67, some of the injection molded cases, such as the Ramakara or the, what else is there? There's the Iki Aurora 68s as well, they're pretty good. Failing that, if you want something in depth to build, then I would suggest looking at some of the more high-end boards as well. The JO2 Blackout Edition is coming soon, guys. Just saying. Hashtag just saying. What cars do I own? We went through this earlier on, Son of Liability. I've got 9 cars at the minute. I have a couple of Datsun pickup trucks, a 521 and a 620. They're from the late 60s and early 70s respectively. I've got a Datsun 240Z from 1976 as well. That's orange. The trucks are green and blue. The older one's green, the newer one's blue. I have a Nissan P130, which is from 1967, which is the originator, the progenitor of the line of the Gloria Laurel Stedrick line. That's on a boat on the way to me from Thailand at the moment. As well as that, I own a Tesla Model 3, which I just picked up about a week ago. That's the long range version, long range plus, which is super quick and super cool. I have a Mazda CX-5, which is a couple of years old. That's more of a daily driver SUV type vehicle. I have a 2011 Peugeot 107, which was the first car I ever bought brand new. It wasn't the first car I owned, but it was the first car I bought brand new. I also have a 1999 Peugeot 306 3-litre turbo diesel. That's going to be a track toy for me and a friend. My brother, actually. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. I think that's all of them. Just catching up. I got Toyo Proxys on my MR2, or will when they're thrown on the new wheel. Staggered Works VSXs. Nice, good wheels. Yeah, Toyo Proxys are good. I have them on a few of the cars. I just really like the tires. They handle well. They feel good on the road. They're relatively inexpensive, but they're a solid choice. They're a really solid choice. Okay. Keep the questions coming, guys. All good to answer them. Nathan Appleman says, probably already been discussed, but an exhilarating F1 race today. Best you've seen. Yeah, I wasn't able to watch it because I was driving, but I did catch up with what happened, and yeah, they can't control the weather, so it's just one of those things. It happens, but it's not great. It's a little bit disappointing, I guess. I was hoping for a good race, but now Max is catching Lewis up in the championship for not really doing anything, apart from having a good qualification lap. But George Russell on the podium, that was well worth it. I think he'd have struggled to retain that position during the race, so I'm kind of glad that he got his podium, even though he didn't get to race for it. He really deserves that podium. Really deserves it. And so do Williams, to be fair. Okay. Huey's typing on the O2 now. Nice. Can confirm, Jo2 is a good board, buy one. Nice. That's awesome. I would love to have a bunch of classic cars to work on, but space is always a bigger issue for me. Yeah, I struggle for space. I have to move the cars around a lot to just get things done sometimes. It is a struggle. I am tempted to try and cut back down to about 5 cars, but we'll see. We'll see. The wife makes me promise that I won't go to double digits, because last time I had double digits in cars, it was a nightmare just trying to find space to put everything. I think I had 11 at the most, and it was just so difficult. Have you ever driven an Alfa? Italian bias on my part. Yeah, I've driven a couple of Alfa Romeos. I've never owned one. I drove one a couple of weeks ago. My car detailer, he has an Alfa. A Giulietta. Is it a Giulietta? I can't remember which one it is. But it's a nice car. It's a nice car. It's not something I would personally want to own, but I enjoyed driving it. Lex says, how are the new injection molded gaskets on the JO1? Looking forward to some comparison for the JO2. So the JO2 ones are done and they're ready to ship with the blackout board when we run that. The JO1 ones are actually in production at the moment because the manufacturer lost the die cut gaskets we were going to use. So everyone's getting a free upgrade, but they're not ready as yet. So I can't comment on them because I don't have them. But knowing how they work in the JO2, they will be a huge quality of life improvement, and they'll also make the typing experience a little bit nicer as well. They're a good step forward. So I'm excited to get those in, and as soon as I get those in, the JL ones will be shipped out to customers. We're not too far away from shipping now. Most of QC is done on the JL ones, and it'll be finished off Monday, Tuesday with Mel. She's going to come back into the workshop and be helping me out with that first thing tomorrow morning. I think we're going to make a start about 9 o'clock. Oh no, I've got a bent pin on the very last switch I was about to solder. Let me see if I can remove this switch really quickly and fix this pin. Luckily, I've only soldered one side of it. Let's try and grab hold of the switch. Oh no. Right, let's see if we can remove this switch now. No. Can't get hold of it. There we go. Right, let's just grab another switch rather than fix the bent pin, and then we'll finish off the board. Finish soldering. They haven't got back to me, Semi-Udge. It's the weekend at the minute, so I don't expect to hear back from them until Tuesday because it's a bank holiday tomorrow in the UK, which means that no one will be working, so I don't expect them to respond tomorrow. But I expect a response on Tuesday. We have the switch back in place. We have no bent pin. I'm just going to solder this in place now really quickly. And there we go. That should be soldering completed. Oh. Right. Let's test these PCBs out. Make sure everything works as it should. My dad and I are betting on the Russell Bottas swap before Russia. It won't happen during the season, Nathan Elfman. It just won't happen. I think Toto will wait until the end of the season. He doesn't like the way that Red Bull do things sometimes, so I can't see it happening until the end of the season. Like 100% it won't happen until then. Right, let's get Via up and let's see if these work. Okay, can you guys see that? No. Why can you guys not see Via? Do I need to re-add this? I thought this was in here. Oh, there we go. Okay, you guys should be able to see Via right in the middle of the screen now. So I'm going to connect the keyboards, and we'll do the main board first of all. We'll just make sure that everything works. Okay. So we're just going to do configure it. We're just going to change the layout to the layout we've got. So we've got ISO. We've got split left shift. Everything else is as it should be on there. So we'll just change the bottom row to the 7U1. 7U1 keyless. And there we go. Let's switch over to the key tester and test the matrix and make sure that everything works. Okay. Looking good so far. Once we've tested this, we'll catch back up with chat. Okay, all looking good so far. Okay, perfect. So we've now confirmed that that particular PCB works just fine. We'll remove that. Now try the numpad. We'll plug this in. And this is the configuration we have this, so we can jump straight to the key tester and test the matrix for this one. Wait, nothing's working. Why is nothing working? Let's just quickly unplug and replug that back in. Oh no, is this dead? Is this dead? Try hitting the reset button. Oh no, what's going on? The numpad appears to be dead. I don't know what's going on. We should have tested this beforehand. Luckily we haven't soldered this yet. That's why it's not working, because we haven't soldered it yet. Guys, you should have been telling me that I haven't soldered this. Like, you should have reminded me, guys, that I haven't soldered this. No wonder it's not working. It's not going to work if we don't solder it first, right? And they're wondering why it's not working. Not a single one of you mentioned that it hasn't been soldered. I don't know, chat. What are you guys like? Misleading me. Not soldered. Let's quickly get this soldered in place. This shouldn't take too long to do. I was confused as hell for a second there. I was like, wait, we've done all of our soldering. Why isn't this working? And then I realized, no, we haven't soldered this. This shouldn't take too long to solder though. Should only take a minute or two. It's been a long day, guys. It's been a long day. I've been up since 7. And it's now like 10 PM. It's been a long day. I bet this is working just fine as well. Do I have any good tips on how to make a good looking cohesive desk setup? Yeah, theme it carefully. Tend to use things that match. And don't be afraid to experiment with colors. Desk mats are relatively inexpensive, so make sure you've got plenty of them. And that way you can try new things quite easily. Everything else, it's just down to taste and what you like. Like, my desk isn't particularly as an aesthetic setup. It's nice for me and it works for me. But yeah, just take your time with it. See what other people are doing. See what you like, and go from there. There are so many keycaps, key sets, keyboards, desk mats, wood for your desk these days that you can make anything work well. It's just a case of taking your time, understanding what's out there, and knowing what you like. The more you like it, the more you'll use it. The more you use it, the more you'll put your personality into it, and then the better it'll be for you. This particular desk mat we're using at the minute is a prototype. It's actually designed by Sauer. It's one of his weave desk mats, but this is in the prototypist green colorway. We might be doing an in-stock version of this at some point in the near future. We'll see. Okay, almost finished soldering now. And then we can pretend we never tried to check this and just check it once it's soldered. There we go. Nice and easy. Don't forget to solder number 2. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's the Sauer Weaves mat. Yeah, he's got other designs very similar to this. It's very much a Sauer style design. Yeah. Right. Let's try Via again. Yay, it works. We have life. All working. Okay, now we've done that, it's time to put the actual keyboards back together. And then once we've done that, we can put keycaps on, which you guys are going to get to pick. So I have like 5 or 6 choices here. You guys are going to get to pick the choices for the keycaps. Let's start with the main board. I'm just going to do this as top mount. I'm not going to put the O-rings in today. We might change that in the future though. Just going to go diametrically opposed for the first couple of screws, just to make sure we're spreading the pressure evenly across the plate and that nothing's bucking or bowing out of position. As I say, once we've done this, you guys are going to get to pick the keycaps that we use for the build. So I hope you guys are ready to make a choice, to make a decision and make a choice on what we're going to use today. The chat widget shouldn't pick up HTML, I don't think. Reset puts board into boot. Yes, I know that it does that, Dematech, yeah. No, that actually wasn't going to be one of the options, no. I do have other options, though. Okay. That's the plate and PCB assembly all in place. Now time to put the case together. Again, we're going to go diametrically opposed, just to make sure we've got even pressure situated across the case, the board, the PCB, the plate, everything else that's in there as well. Did I join Yugo? No, I didn't actually, but there might be something Yugo here. I thought I had joined Yugo, and I'm really sad that I didn't, because I thought I thought I'd bought it, and then I see it shipping now, and yeah, I didn't buy it. I wish I had done. But I might have something that's very similar to Yugo in the pile of stuff that's going to go on a keyboard. Trying to make a choice of which switches to grab from your site, since I'm grabbing some of those adorable Nyap type desk mats for my girlfriend and I. Nice. They are pretty cute. They are pretty cute. They're 3 for 2, I think, at the minute as well. I think. There we go. That's the keyboard now ready. Time to do the numpad. No one guessed the meaning of the BB in the BB TKL yet. No one has correctly suggested the answer to that. If anyone, I'm not going to tell anyone what it is, but if anyone guesses it, then we might reveal it. But no one has guessed correctly yet. It's not best board, no. It's not big and blue, no. Oh, interesting. This actually has different screws on the inside to what I was expecting. I was expecting to have some more of the screws that we had for the top mount in here, but these are actually Phillips crosshead screws. Billionaire boys, nope. But yeah, no one's guessed it correctly yet. I mean, we've talked about it on other streams, like up to maybe a year ago. I mean, the board has actually been in development for about a year now. It's not big brass, no. That's a good name though, I like that. Whoops. Dropping screws. Okay, there we go. It's all looking nice and neat. Gonna pop the base on. It does fit together well. No, it's not the either, Huey. ORG? Do you mean OGR? It's not the OGR, no. The OGR is a different project. Which I don't think is going to be too far away now. I need to work out exactly when it's going to be, but I don't think it'll be too far away. Billionaires balling. No, it's nothing to do with billionaires. Okay, there we go. That's the two keyboards now all screwed together. Everything works. We're now all screwed together. It's now time to pick some keycaps. So what keycaps would you like to see on here? I have some selections for you. Can you have a hint? No, no hints. Let's do a new poll. Which keycaps? Okay, so I'm going to tell you what they are. I'm going to write them down, put them into the poll, and then whilst the poll's running, I'll show you them so you can pick from what you can see. The first thing we have is GMK 9009R2. The next one that we have is GMK DMG. We also have GMK Copper. We have GMK Muted. And then the final one we have is some OG Cherry Yugoslavian die subs. And there we go. So let me set that going. And whilst the poll's running, the poll's now running, you should be able to vote in that. I'll show you what we have. We have the GMK 9009. This is round 2 with the bass and accents in that. We have GMK DMG. So this is vintage Nintendo inspired. We have GMK Muted, which is soft pastel greys with multicolored accents, which may work well with the board. We have GMK Copper, which is not in a tub, but it's here in its box. And we also have something that is pretty cool and pretty rare, which is some OG Yugoslavian die subs, which are ISO. So mostly we have, ooh, got a dead moth on it. Mostly we do have GMK, which is double shot ABS, but we also do have the die sub set as well, which is really cool. GMK Lux would be cool maybe. I do have GMK Lux, but I won't be putting that on here, no. Yugo die subs hand down. I told you I had something Yugo related here. I did tell you that. Mel's going to kill me tomorrow when she comes in because they've got little splatters of solder all over this desk mat now. She's going to absolutely kill me because she spent like 20 minutes cleaning this the other day. Yeah, the OG Cherry should cover this perfectly. They should cover it just right. I think. Maybe not the Numpad actually. I think it will though. I think it will. ISO Hiney. Yeah, we had to trim the plate, but we've done a neat job of it actually. So to say that I actually trimmed that live on stream, it's pretty neat around there. It's pretty neat around the ISO enter. It was this back line just here that we had to trim behind the switch, and it looks pretty good. You can barely tell that we touched it. Okay, let's see how the poll's doing. Okay, everyone's going for the Cherry die subs. The OG Yugo Cherry die subs. Yeah, I do have the Commodore 64 set. If enough of you put Commodore 64 in chat that it's more than the 61% of people that are going for the OG die subs, we'll go for this instead. But like you'd have to put Commodore 64 in chat, and I have to see a lot of people put Commodore 64 in chat to go with that set. Because I do have something else I want to use that for. Yeah, it is a standard Hiney PCB. Yeah. I need to see a lot of C64 in chat before I even consider bringing those into it. 2 is not enough. 2 people is not enough. Considering we've already got 16 picking the OG Cherry die subs, we're going to go with those. 2B pencil, you can't vote twice. Once is enough. Go underdog. Maybe one day I'll just do that, just like not listen to any of you, give you all this choice, and then I'll just pick myself anyway, pick what I want to see. How cool is this going to look though? Look how nice this looks. It's going to be a good desk setup. Mel's going to be surprised when she comes into work tomorrow and she sees this. I've let the coffee go cold now, so I'm not going to drink the rest of it. The easiest, you've put on the Discord, I can see how long the Candy Bar Round 3 Premium is running for. It tells you on the site, right? I'm pretty sure it tells you on the site, on the listing. If it doesn't, I'll figure it out. Okay, maybe it doesn't. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I didn't put it on the site. I usually do. I usually put specifically when it's running till. Let me check the end date. '27th of September. Wait, yeah, 27th of September. It's almost a month. Plenty of time. 27th of September. Works nice with the Fool's Gold trays. Yeah, this is ALBC3, which is aluminium bronze casting. So this is really chunky stuff. Like this tray probably weighs just as much as this. Maybe not. This tray weighs like 3 times the weight of this. So that weighs less than that. That is heavier than that. So this isn't too far off the weight of the TKL. It's not got much in it, but it's chunky stuff. It's nice though. It's nice stuff. I'm a big fan. Plenty of time? Yeah, you got plenty of time to pick one out. Okay, looks like the Cherry Yugo die subs are going to win. So let's get these ready. Let's put these on the board. I hope I built this in a way that actually works for this set. I didn't really consider that you guys would go for it. Oh, wait, what? Oh, no. It's just me being silly. Now, these are an original set. They have been quite heavily used. So there are some marks on the keycaps. It's just the way they are. Wait, which order does this go in? Yeah. This is going to be good, right? Hopefully. Also got R5 bottom row. Best bottom row. Oh, that doesn't want to go on. There we go. These are lavenders, yeah. Chat got to choose which switches we picked today. They chose lavenders. Oh, I've got a numpad key, look. Wait, yeah. I'm having to remind myself. I don't build TKLs very often where the keys go. Okay, there is some complexity here that I'm not used to, so we'll see how we get on. See, we have complexity. I'm not sure where this legend keycap goes, so we're just gonna hope for the best. We'll get there in the end. We'll put what we can on, and then we'll go from there. Because I really, really aren't sure where some of these go. But we'll figure it out. Do you enjoy wing keyless or put up with it? I really like it. Putting these on in the right order is going to be a struggle. Yeah, because like not everything's in the right order, and because they are Yugo caps, I'm going to really struggle to know where everything needs to go. But we do have some pretty cool legends. I'm just going to put on what I can, and then we'll work out the rest. Oh no, cap on the floor. I can't reach it. There we go. I never knew there was a brass TKL one in Numpad. What a gorgeous sight. This is actually the champagne colorway. Is that the right key for that? No. Wait. Okay, so we've already messed up. Let me grab a keycap. So this must... I've already got the Z and the Y on the wrong positions. If anyone else has a set of these keycaps and likes to sell them to me as well, let me know, because this is the only set I have, and I would like some more Yugo keycaps. Sorry, I'm just checking, referencing another board in the background for where things go. Can't imagine not having a wing key for the shortcuts. Oh, we've got a stretch now. That's good. Oops. Nearly knocked over a tower of keycaps then. Don't forget these PCBs are fully programmable, so you can make one of the keys a wing key. So yeah, you can, absolutely, yeah. I don't generally need a wing key, but if I do, I map it to Alt-GR. Going to get some really complexity coming up in the keys, so I'm going to have to Google which goes where. You can use a GMK Yugo pick as a reference. Thank you. That will help. I'll go as far as I can until I have to use that. There might be some differences because this is really original Yugo. So the GMK Yugo might be a little bit different. But yeah, if anyone else finds another set of these for sale, let me know. I'd be interested in picking them up. In before I don't have all the keys, because this is looking like it's getting pretty low on the number of keys I have. Wait, no, that was right. That was the right way around, Jay. What are you doing, Jay? Hopefully we'll have all the keys. Hopefully. Okay. And this is where it gets really complex, because I now have to check and see what's going where. If you see me make any mistakes, guys, let me know. Okay, so I think that's slightly different to GMK Yugo, because that's the only key that's going to fit there. Okay, so we've got P, and then we have the S and the D. Yeah, that works. That looks right. S and D, yep. And we have the C and the Z, so we have C, Z, and we have colon, semicolon, colon, minus. There we go. Okay, so we're just a few keys short. Gonna go numlac. There we go. I'll figure out what to put up here later on. Let me see if I've got some artisans to hand that'll go in there. I might have to go to my proper full artisan selection to get some later on. But I might have something in here that'll fit just for now. I'm not sure. What do we have in here? Oh, we have some random GMK escape keys. Look, let's put these up here for now. Let's see if I've got enough to fill. There we go. That'll do. That'll do for now. Oh, I even have the desk storage cap. This is cool. This is an old desk storage keycap. That's really cool. There we go. That actually looks dope. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the colours look there. So let me show you guys this up close. This is GMK OG Datsun Yugoslavian keycaps on a Hiney TKL 1 in rose gold. How good does that look? How good does that look? I'm so happy with how this looks. Super duper happy with this. That looks so cool. We have the matching numpad with a funky escape top row. Because why not, right? Why not? I'm trying to escape from the hobby. Should we see what this sounds like? I'll learn Serbian, right? Yeah, this is going to be programmed to UK English. Let's zoom the camera in a little bit, and then let's get a sound test. There we go. Let's see if we can get a sound test going. Let's pause the music for a second. I'm going to take off my headphones so I can hear as well. But let's see how this sounds. Bring the mic down. I mean, first of all, it looks great though, right? It looks really good. That sounds awesome. It sounds so good. I'd forgotten how good Cherry OG dye subs sound good. It's slightly bouncy because of the POM plate. It's slightly bouncy because of the POM plate, but there's not much bounce to it. Like, you can't really see the movement on here, but it's slightly. The lube lavenders feel really good. Thank you to Matt the Pokemon Kid for lubing these for me. The board feels great though. I love it. Let's try the numpad. Let's see how this sounds. Gotta love R5. Like, I love the fact that we have row 5 on this keyboard. Look how sharp that bottom row is. Look how sharp it is. Look at that from the side profile view. How good does that look? Ah, this has instantly gone to being one of my favorite boards already. Like, instantly. Like, it looks so good. I hope Hiney's proud of it. I need to take some good pictures of this tomorrow, because this is so good. This is so good. I'm like super duper happy with this. Look at the row 5 here as well. Row 5 on the numpad. Look at that. I need a row zero caps. I have got some row zero caps somewhere. I'll try and get some row zero caps up here. See if we've got some OG row zero caps. I don't know what the Pantone is. I'm not sure what the Pantone color is, but yeah, if you guys haven't got Lavender Switches, go buy some. Like, these are so good. That's so nice. Yeah, the Pantone's not mine, it's Hiney's. He selected the Pantone for this board. These keycaps have seen a lot of use wherever they were originally. I got them on from a friend about 18 months ago, so you can see they've got some nice shine to them, these keycaps. These have been heavily used in a board historically. I actually have the original board these came from as well, so I can put them back on the OG Cherry board too, which is great. Lavenders are a linear switch. They're JWK, but they're made from a full nylon housing. And these sound and feel so good. Thank you so much to Matt for lubing the switches for me. I don't have time to lube my own switches anymore. He doesn't always lube them quite the way I like to lube them personally, but he's done a great job on these ones. It's got a nice even shine to it. Yeah, the board that it came from had been clearly used in an office or something like that. They were slightly yellowed, but we retro brighted them, so they look pretty good. There's a little tiny pen mark on the spacebar. It's hard to see, but there is a tiny pen mark just here that I can't quite get out, but it is what it is. Like, I've not seen another set of these OG die subs before. I don't know anyone else that has them. If anyone out there does have them, please let me know so I can take some pictures with you and we can share some snaps of what some really cool caps look like. But man, this board sounds good. This is so cool. I'm a huge fan of this already, and this is going to make such a big difference for my spreadsheet inputting. Yeah, the reason for that, Zori, is because I put pen rails on a lot of my keyboards. So yeah, I don't know why I was going to call the pen mark the pen rail. I don't know, but hey, I was thinking pens, keyboards instantly go to pen rail territory. So yeah, there we go. But that's the stream for today. There we go. We have built a Hiney TKL1, which I hope you'll agree looks absolutely stunning here. I'm such a big fan of this keyboard already. Look at that side profile. Look how cool that is. Row zero caps really set that off nicely. Super huge fan of this already. This is not going to leave my desk for at least a couple of weeks. Huge fan. OG die subs for the win. And the matching numpad. Splash of colour on there. Super duper happy with this. You're going to see this on my desk next week. This is going to be the board that's in use for a while. Okay, so let's flip back over to the camera. Now it's time to find someone to raid. So we are going to find someone to raid in just a moment. So thank you very much for watching, guys. But let's find someone to raid. Who's online, guys, to raid that you guys would like to see me raid? Who would you like to see me raid? Let's see if we can find someone online. Let's see who's in Makers and Crafting. Who's live in Makers and Crafting that we can go raid? We've raided DD Declined. Let's go raid Lightning. Let's go raid Lightning keyboards because I love Lightning. Yeah, let's go raid Lightning. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. So that's who we're going to raid today. Executive decision made. Let's go raid Lightning keyboards. So I want you to tell Diego that you love him. Tell him about the board we built today. I'm going to chuck him a sub when we get there. You guys should too, because he's doing a subathon. So yeah, let's go over and tell Diego that we love him. Okay? Just tell him that we love him and that we think he's amazing. All right? That's what I want you guys to do. Tell him that he's amazing, that we love him, and he's a great guy. Yeah? Got that? Okay, thanks. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you again soon. Let's go and tell Lightning just how much we love him and care for him. Thanks very much again, guys. Bye-bye.